summits. Details, as you're definitely seeing on your screen, we have arrivals that are coming in the country. The beauty of it, the Uganda Airlines is also on the screen this morning. So there is a lot to do with leaving no one behind, from Uganda's tourism sector down to Uganda's telecommunications sector, because of the fact that the internet providers are also taking huge chances of capitalizing from the moments of this particular week. Not only that, in the world of investment, trade, and business, there is a lot to desire from the fact that the private sector also put up the East African Business Forum on the first 3 days of the NAM Summit. That was on the sidelines of it. Our conversations today and at this particular moment in time are deeply looking at all the events that have been happening behind you, the viewer out there. But to bring you up to speed with the same is the reason as to why we, the national broadcaster, are here, so that you do not miss anything in regards to day 1, day 2, day 3, day 4, and even day 5 that we are officially getting into, because it's normal business of conversations, discussions, as well as the meetings. And of course, today, the beauty of it is we are likely to be giving you everything live here on UBC. The previous days have been having also closed door meetings, so that's why we could not bring to you all of the details, but we were bringing you the analysis of the same. And joining me this morning is the Commissioner Moses Watasa from the Ministry of ICT, as we get deeper into understanding what has been happening.
Which inspires the country, I really want to believe, and it has been a good week for Uganda, and it's still a good week, and we have another good week ahead. So this is good times for Uganda. We need to be proud of the power of Africa. I think we need to thank the public for being joining government to make sure that our guests are comfortable. We've seen a lot of smiling faces. So all is well. To our visitors, please continue feeling at home. Uganda is one of the safest countries on planet Earth, but also one of the most beautiful countries on Earth. British colonial administrator described Uganda as the pearl of Africa. For those, our visitors who have moved around, I'm sure you do accept that Uganda is the pearl of Africa. Fine weather, averaging 24 to 30 degrees throughout the year. There is arguably no country like Uganda. Good leadership. Our president has ensured that the country is stable. One of the most stable countries, like we said last time. We are also actually exporting peace in this region and beyond. So our visitors feel at home, and let's continue with the business that we've been doing. It's been a good week. The NAM is drawing towards an end. Today we expect a handover speech from His Excellency Heydar Oglu, His Excellency the President of Azerbaijan, to hand over to our President, His Excellency President Yoweri Kaguta Museveni. And I think as we talk now, the heads of states are assembling, others are arriving. I saw last night they were flying in late into the night.
Yes. So
today brings us to a climax of a lot of things that have been happening. Good things for Uganda, but also good things for the world, because the NAM has got 120 countries from Asia, from Africa, from Latin America, a few countries from Europe.
Yes.
So we are together to press for an agenda that ensures that we have a better world, a world that works for everyone, a world that is about inclusion, a world that presses to ensure that global affluence is evenly distributed around the world, but that wealth also impacts lives of ordinary people. That's why here in Uganda, our government puts a lot of efforts now in programs that ensure that we impact and improve incomes at household level, but also at community level. So for our people outside there, I think you don't think this is just these are just conferences. But what is happening is that we are consolidating our commitments to making sure that your quality of life improves all across the board. This is also about inclusion, and that is why the government of Uganda emphasizes what we call affirmative action. We want the youth to benefit from global affluence, as in how it applies to Uganda. We want women, we want minorities, we want elderly people, we want people with disabilities. So this is about really leaving no one behind. So we are harnessing opportunities from the NAM, which is drawing to a close.
Yes.
But we have a lot of programs in Uganda that tie in with this. Because as people may know, Uganda is part of a state party to UN Agenda 2030. And Uganda ratified or signed the Sustainable Development Goals in 2015. Thereafter, we have a coordinating desk in the office of the Prime Minister, which ensures that our commitments to the global agenda are mainstreamed into Uganda's National Development Plan. We now have the NDP3, which is going to end next year, in June next year in 2025. Thereafter, we start the NDP4, which we are already working on with the National Planning Authority. So what we're asking ourselves is that how far have we come with commitments like this? What is remaining, and what do we need to transfer into the NDP4?
Well,
so the commitment is there. We have
yes.
a blessing from His Excellency the President, the country, the leader of the country. And if you have blessing from the top, things can only work and get better.
Okay. And we also have an arrival, as you can see on the screen. We shall be giving you details of who it is and under which capacity is that VIP delegate who has arrived at the Entebbe International Airport. We continue to remind you that we shall be receiving more, or we are expecting more arrivals in the country. As we look at some of the presidents that did arrive late in the evening yesterday, you get to see President Emerson Gwagwa of Zimbabwe, who was received by the Chief Whip, Hamza Obua. And what we do know so far now is the Prime Minister of Morocco, who is in the country, who has been received this morning. And others who are in the country, or other delegates who are in the country, the President of Libya, His Excellency Mohamed Yunus Al-Menefi, and then also President of Botswana, His Excellency Mokogwetsi Eric. And then we have the President of Burundi, His Excellency Evariste Ndayishimiye. And we also have the Special Representative of China's President and the Vice Premier of the State of Council, His Excellency Liu Gaozong, who also was received yesterday by General Katumba Wamala. President Cyril Ramaphosa of South Africa was also received yesterday. Then the Vice President of Turkey, who is Kavdet, who was also received yesterday. President William Ruto of Kenya was also received yesterday. And what we do have is the Prime Minister of Morocco, that is Aziz Akonauch, who has just been received this morning. And of course, he's in the country, and he was appointed as the 16th Prime Minister of Morocco by King Mohammed the 6th of Morocco. So you get to realize that Aziz Akonauch is also in the country, and he will be heading to speak Resort Munyonyo as the kickoff to what would be the presidential or heads of state and government heads meeting will be kicking off within an hour's time from now. Because what we do know so far from the information coming is that the arrivals at the Speak Resort Munyonyo are ongoing, and then besides that, we also expect a photograph for that before the meeting does kick off on day 5 at Speak Resort Munyonyo. And of course, the Prime Minister of Morocco has been received by Hajat Minsa Kabanda in there. The Minister of Kampala has been able to receive the Prime Minister. Let's get back to Commissioner Watasa this morning. Commissioner, looking back at the first 4 days of the summit, what would be your highlights and things that you've actually picked out and your observations from the same?
Okay, first of all, as we do this, even as government, as we do this, we learn. One of the things that has also stood out for me is that actually when we work together as government, we can deliver seamlessly. And on this note, I want to again, in a special way, thank our head of the National Organizing Committee, our head of public service, Madam Lucena Chove, We've been working ministries, foreign affairs, agencies. There's been a lot of work, things to do with the infrastructure, protocols. As you can see there, people receiving visitors. Everything is working well. And as a learning government, this is an area we are going to strengthen. The concept we call the whole of the government approach for better functioning. So it has been good, and these synergies mean that the government can actually deliver so seamlessly. So ourselves, as we know, UBC are part of the ICT Media and Publicity Subcommittee. We've accredited seamlessly local and foreign media, and the coverage has been good. Thanks to UBC 7. So all of this means we are going to create more jobs. We are going to further grow our economy, which is now at $50 billion already.
Yes.
Like we said last time, by the end of this financial year, that is in June this year, this economy is projected at $55 billion. So you can see NAM and G77 are going to be a shot in the arm, a boost
for Uganda's economy.
Grow Uganda's economy. That comes with jobs, that comes with the markets for raw materials, because these industries that are going to be built here require labor. They require raw materials, which you have in plenty in Uganda. They require minerals, they require maybe milk, they require beef, depending on which sectors these people are going to invest. So this is what we call a multiplier effect in economics, or the trickle-down effect, meaning that as we do this, there is actually something for everyone. We've seen the low-hanging fruits, these visitors buying, like we said, here at the National Theatre. I saw them buying a lot of African shirts, T-shirts.
The crafts.
The crafts, the necklaces.
And the money is coming back into the economy.
Yeah, the money is already flowing into the economy. There are those who have been around, doing excursion trips around the greater Kampala. We know that some of them are going to explore Uganda further. So the other objective of positioning and leveraging Uganda as a choice tourism destination has also received a big boost. I saw yesterday our outgoing representative for UNDP. She read a beautiful poem about Uganda and its beauty, talking about the uniqueness of each depot, the greatness of Queen Elizabeth, Makshon Falls. Uganda has some animals you can only find in Uganda, all over the world. You can only find them here. We have more than 1,000 bird species, including birds one can only find in Uganda. You can't find a country like Uganda on planet Earth. Right. So we are leveraging these fora to amplify the message about Uganda. But even tourism itself offers a lot of opportunity for investment, like transport, investing in infrastructure like lodges as well. So it's both an attraction which brings in money, because it's one of our highest income foreign exchange earners, I think, now at about...
Especially as we are we are setting Uganda to be a destination for mice.
Absolutely. Meetings, incentives, conferences, and exhibitions.
Yes.
So now Uganda is actually the place to be. So compatriots watching us now, this is our country that we should be proud about. Because as you are saying, we have, we've not probably had a week like this in Uganda before. You have the NAM, it's ending. You have the G77, it's starting. And you have the IGAD, which started and ended. And all of this is happening in Uganda within a space of a fortnight. And so this is a country we should... These things are not coming accidentally.
Yes.
Because there are things we are doing right.
On the screen you can easily see the Prime Minister of Morocco, whose motorcade is just a minute away from leaving or setting off from the Entebbe International Airport VIP wing. And of course, the chances are he will be heading to Speak Resort Munyonyo, and of course to meet up with the other heads of state who will be in there for the opening of the 19th Summit of Heads of State and Government of the Non-Aligned Movement. And that is for the starter of program for day 5. But currently with the Commissioner, he's highlighting for us, the benefits we are going to gain from the first days of the non-aligned movement. And of course, these are ongoing, and they're definitely going to be for a long term, if you're to put it in that way. And now the motorhead has actually set off from the Entebbe International Airport. That particular one has the Prime Minister of Morocco, Right Honorable Aziz, who is leaving, and he has just arrived at Entebbe International Airport, being received by Hajat Minsa Kabanda on behalf of the government of Uganda. Our background here in studio is having well encrypted message of leaving no one behind for the third